Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Trev SmashweRx, we got a killer WOD going on in the background. I know that Coach Mark has got it going on. You got to check this out. Oh, we got a little, this is my jam. This is my jam. You just got to check this out. Look at these guys all, hammering it out. Sick, I love this. Hey, we're gonna go over some wrist mobility today. And man, this is a good friggin' song. I almost want to bust out some moves instead. But we'll go over some wrist. Hey, don't laugh, I got moves. One day, I'm gonna throw it on a video and you guys are gonna freak out. So we're talking about wrist mobility. This is how you connect horsepower generated from here into everything we do. Whether it's in the bottom of a snatch or in a muscle up, it doesn't matter. This is how you connect the horsepower to the bar. This is how you connect the horsepower to the rig. If this has dysfunction, nothing else is gonna work. You can generate all the horsepower you want up here, all the horsepower you want in here, all the horsepower you want back there. If it can't connect to whatever you're trying to move, whether it's a punch, talk to Kevin Ross, he'll tell you, you have an issue with that wrist, it's gonna cause all kinds of problems. Same thing with all your lifting. So when you're getting pain, so I got a guy, actually two guys, asking me about some wrist pain. Front rack wrist pain in the outside when you're in overhead squat. So think about it, watch my wrist. When I go into an overhead squat, it's gonna deviate this way into that top. If you're hook gripping, if you're not, it doesn't matter. But if you're in this position, you're gonna put a lot of strain on the inside of the wrist. You're gonna peel away the tissue on the outside. If the mechanics of these bones aren't working right, nothing you do overhead is gonna work. Doesn't matter how active your shoulders are, because look at my natural wrist inclination. It is not like this, it's like this. So unless your bar is shaped like this, you have to have mobility that allows you to get into this position with those active shoulders. If you don't, listen, there's 8 little bones here, 2 rows of 4, all right? We got the scaphoid, you know what, all the way down to the pisiform on this end, 2nd row. So we've got these 2 rows of 4 bones. They don't work right, nothing works right. The radius ulna has to be allowed to move around that little, it does a little dance around those wrist bones. So there's a dome in that wrist and the bones sit around the dome like that. So the radius and the ulna sit like this, and it allows the wrist to do what's called circumduction, which is this kind of turning motion. If you don't have full range of motion, you get all kinds of gnarly, funky pain. What usually ends up happening is you're getting these tissues that are starting to glue down to each other, and those wrist bones, they fit together like a puzzle piece. They start to not fit right. They don't fit right, your mechanics are off. So I'm gonna show you how to unglue that. Oh, by the way, you know what else happens? The forearms start to have this really gnarly argument with each other. And the flexors and the extensors. So extensors up here, flexors down here. Let me tell you, flexors way stronger than extensors. They start to argue. Flexors are always going to win. They're going to help collapse this carpal tunnel. So now not only do you have issues with the flexors and the extensors, you have issues with that carpal tunnel, neurological structures, tendons. Your grip goes right to the dogs. It doesn't work at all. So we're going to show you how to unglue this stuff. It's friggin' awesome. Dude, this is seriously such a badass song. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a voodoo band. We're gonna clamp down everything from the wrist all the way up to the top. Normally I'd have this in a circle, but we're gonna undo it. You're just gonna grab it like this. You're just gonna come around. And you're gonna capture, you can see how I'm capturing the wrist. So I'm capturing the metacarpals and the carpals. Putting about 60% of the load on this band. We're gonna go through this quick because voodoo bands freaking hurt. But they work. I'll tell you, they're compressing all this tissue, so we're gonna tack it down and floss it through full range of motion. All the way across. So now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a knee, we're gonna come all the way over like this, and high. We're just gonna tuck this in. So now we've got a great voodoo band all tacked down in here. I'm gonna take my killer camera skills. I'm gonna bring it all the way down here. Oh yeah. So you can see this, okay? So we're gonna be taking the wrist, we're gonna be getting into this, and we're gonna be pulling away to distract those wrist bones, okay? So watch this. We got a kettlebell over here. We'll just move the camera. There we go. Here we go. So what we're gonna do is, you can see I got the band attached to the bottom of the rig. We'll aim this down just a little bit so you can see my hand. All right, there. So I've got the band attached to the bottom of the rig. I've got the voodoo band in here. You don't have to worry about holding onto this tab anymore because it's not going anywhere. Trust me, this is all clamped down. We're gonna take this band, okay? Let me get a little lower so you can see. We're gonna take the band, we're gonna bring the hand all the way out. So I'm loading up this band with some pretty solid tension, about probably 60 pounds. Clamp that hand down. Now, for all you wrestlers, MMA guys, if I'm gonna lean forward, what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna take my hand out, boom, down I go. So don't mobilize that way. Move this out of the way. We'll put even more tension on this band. And now all we're gonna do, make sure it's on the wrist itself. Clamp that down. I don't wanna see the hand come all the way up. So clamp this down and then take it through full ranges of motion. You're gonna do this, looks like I'm doing some funky dance, huh? You're gonna do this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now I really want you to really crank on this band. Get a good amount of distraction on that wrist. It's gonna clamp those, it's gonna provide enough distraction on these wrist bones to open them up, and then this voodoo band is gonna allow them to compress into the right position while you're moving it around. So you're kind of gently forcing them back into the position they're supposed to be. That's number one, okay? So that's gonna allow you to have a lot of motion. Number two is, check this out. Here, to see if we can get this down like that. Yeah. Check this out. All right, so we've got a box right here. Grab a seat on the box. Good, why don't we go up like this? You can see me. So you're gonna grab a seat on the box, get your hand over like this. You don't even need the box, just use a knee. Keep the voodoo band on. Turn this all the way, so now I'm opening up that wrist. And all I'm gonna do is keep the voodoo band on there, and I'm just gonna move it through ranges of motion. So all I'm doing is getting this wrist to move. Turn it sideways. I know this is a lot harder than it looks. And then flip it around. This one is gnarly. Get that all moving. So now I'm taking it through full ranges of motion. The reason I want you to take it through full ranges of motion is we're peeling away these extensors and these flexors in this wrist. All right? So that's number two. So we've got the band on the bottom of the rig. We've got taking it through full ranges of motion with the kettlebell. Wait, there's one more. Check this out. Flip the kettlebell on its side. This one's so gnarly. I'm gonna apologize in advance. Get the forearm on that and just start doing circles all the way back and forth. Once you start doing those circles, just unglue those flexors. That hand will move the way it's supposed to. It'll help those wrist bones the way they're supposed to be. Hey, listen, getting that wrist moving the way it's supposed to. I'm Trev, SmashweRx. Get in that front rack position. Make it work the way it's supposed to. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.